Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing this very simple glowy look. So this literally takes no time at all. It's very simple. It's using maybe like 3 eyeshadows, and it's the main thing I use in this is a pigment. It's an Inglot pigment. It's amazing, and it's the main thing that really makes this whole look just pop so much. So if you want to see how I got this look, stay and see how it goes. Please give it a huge thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, let's just get into the video. Okay, so I'm first going to go in with 3 different primers. I'm going to go in with my Nivea Post Shave Balm. I'm going to go in with my L'Oreal Lumi Magique base, and I'm going to go in with the PS Love to Glow Instant Radiance Serum. I just find that I love the Post Shave Balm because I find that it really does hydrate my skin, and I do have problem areas, as you can see at the moment, so it's just I need as much moisture on them because I have quite dry skin as it is. So if I have any problem areas, they tend to get very dry really easily, so I just want to prevent that as much as possible. And then next going to go in with the PS Love to Glow. And I'm going to put a good bit of this. I would use a little bit more than I am using now normally, but if I mix them with other primers and moisturisers, I don't really need to. So I count my Nivea Post Shave Balm as my moisturiser because it is really hydrating, and I don't like anything too thick. I like quite a watery moisturiser for daytime. I like quite a thick creamy one for night, but just for kind of during the day it's grand because it's better to have a kind of watery one, because if you're putting on makeup or anything, it doesn't kind of sit on your skin. It'll absorb into your skin, especially if it's warm out, that you're not going to kind of sweat your cream off. So I'm just gonna buff that all into my skin. And I'm going to let that dry into my skin. And I'm going to just put a slight bit of the Lumi Magique on any areas where I want to be quite glowy. So anywhere that I usually highlight, I'm just going to pop it there. I'm just going to then buff that in with a brush. I'm just going to kind of stippling motion, kind of slightly brushing, slightly stippling, so that I'm not moving it all around my face. I just want it in those areas, just to give extra absorption to the skin. And then I'm just going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm going to just blend everything together. So some might say this is quite a thick kind of underlayer, but I find this is the best way to keep my makeup on, and it's not loads of foundation, it's loads of moisture and product, which I find really good. So next, before I put on foundation, I'm going to put on the Cover FX Custom Enhancing Drops, and this is in the shade Celestial. This stuff is amazing, but I'm not going to cream highlight today. I'm going to just drop a few drops of this on my skin, because this works beautifully under a foundation. So I'm not going to go with a brush, I'm just going to go in with my fingers and just blend all that into my skin. Right now I look like a bit of a weirdo, but this is really oily and moisturising, and it's just beautiful. And again, just taking off the heaviness, because not that it's a heavy product, but it is quite oily and quite thick, so I don't want anything to disrupt the foundation. If I had flawless skin, I would totally go out with just this highlighter all over my face. So next I'm gonna go in with one of my favourites at the moment, which is the Inglot AMC Cream Foundation. This is in the shade LW300. So I'm gonna go on with some pumps of this on my skin. So I'm just going to put a couple of squirts of that all over my face, and I'm just going to use a Real Techniques expert brush to blend this into my skin. I love this foundation because it's not very heavy coverage, and I think it looks really, really natural. And like, they literally have like so many different shades of this one foundation. Like, I always find that I can never ever get a foundation that matches my skin, but I find that like these have like a wide range that, like, you know, like I could have gone a little bit brighter, could have gone a little bit darker. Like, I had options where I find that like when you go to get a foundation, it's sometimes really hard if you're paler. Like, I have quite a pale complexion. It's really hard to get a good pale foundation, and especially most of them are very, very yellow based. This is slightly yellow based, but it's not like very yellowy. It's more kind of a like a brighter kind of a pigment underneath it. So, and I appreciate that. So when I finish with that, I'm just gonna go in with my beauty blender to blend it all in. Now, sometimes I do go in with beauty blender to like just go in with the foundation if I'm just going for more natural, but this isn't a full coverage, but like I feel like it covers really, really well. Personally, like, I don't see any issues with the coverage or what it looks like, so I am pretty happy with what that looks like. Now for concealer, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Instant Anti-Age the Eye Eraser, and this is in the brightening colour. So this is, yeah, brightener is what it's called. So I'm going to give a couple of twists, and I'm going to go in the usual areas that I would highlight. So under my eyes. When I say highlight, I don't mean like with like highlighter, but as in like lighten up the skin. So just, those are my usual areas. I know everybody's usual areas are different, except I forgot my eyebrows. Everybody's usual areas are different, but they're mine. So I just like to keep things nice and light. And as well, putting those drops underneath, like, I'm not looking at my skin going, oh my god, like, look how glittery it is. It makes your foundation look more dewy, and that's what I like, because I love this foundation, but it is quite semi-matte. It's more matte than dewy, and I'd prefer that it was like, you know, more, I love dewy, like, I can, because I find that if you have a dewy foundation, you can mattify it with powder. You can't change a matte foundation very much, but those drops do a little bit to kind of make it more luminous and a little bit nicer. I'm going to go in with my Kat Von D Shade and Light palette, which I always go in with, and I'm going to go in with the lightest shade here, which I need to get more of. Just that one, like, I've loads of the rest, I just need that one. And I'm just going to lightly set just under my eyes, a little bit down my nose, just in those areas that I just put concealer on, just to make sure it's all blended in. And then I'm going to go in with contour, and I'm going to go in with the middle shade here. It's a nice warm shade, so I'm going to go in with that and just buffing it in circle motions. The weird thing about this, I don't know if anybody else finds this, and please tell me if you do, I find that, like, when I first put this on, it's really, really dark, and I'm like, okay, I don't really need to go in with any more, and then later on, I won't be able to see it. Like, it'll be just gone. Like, it won't be as strong as it was earlier. And then I'm like, maybe it's me, and then I'm like, no, I don't think it is, because I'm not doing anything different. Like, I do the same as I do with any contour, so I don't know. Well, bronzer, whatever you want to kind of, I know people call contour and don't actually contour. I don't contour because it just looks weird on my face unless I'm going like out. So next I'm going to go in with brows, and I'm going to use my usual Benefica brow in the shade 2, and I'm just going to do this off camera. I'm really bad doing it on camera. Now, so brows are done, and I just did kind of very natural, don't want anything mad. And I also went, just tight lined my lash line, my upper lash line, with my Essence, I think it's just my Essence Long Lasting Eye Pencil in Black Fever 01. It's just one of these twisty, oh, I'm actually running out, that's really sad. It's just one of those twisty ones. And I also found that lately I always get like mascara like on my lids, so I went in with my L'Oreal L'Oreal False Lash Sculpt mascara in black, and I always, now I lately have been doing my lashes first, then doing my shadow, and I can go over the tips, but I have to get right to the root because I have quite blonde eyelashes, so this prevents me from doing that. So first I'm just going to take a clean brush and I'm just going to go in with a very basic, just creamy white shade, and I'm just going to set all of my eyelids just so that the colours blend really well. And then I'm going to go in with my Morphe palette. This is my Morphe 35O palette. I adore this palette. And I'm going to go in with this shade here. It's a very kind of a peachy terracotta colour, and I'm just going to go in with a Zoeva concealer buffer brush. It's a 142 brush, and I'm going to dip into that colour and I'm going to just buff this into the crease. Just going to buff it until I get the desired kind of colour that I'm looking for. So nothing too harsh, just very simple, more like a transition colour, but it's beautiful. Like so. And then next I'm going to go in with the shade above it, which is more of an actual kind of a terracotta kind of colour. And I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills little brush. It's like a two-sided brush that I got in the Modern Renaissance. I dropped it. That I got in the Modern Renaissance palette, and I'm gonna just dab that into that, and I'm gonna just buff this just in the outer corner and slightly bring it in, but not much because this is not an intense eye look. And do the same on the others. Like, I literally only maybe dab in twice into each colour for each eye. I really don't do much because I don't want it to be like, I don't want the eyeshadow to be very intense. And I'm going to just buff out the colours. Now, using the other end of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush, I'm going to go in with that kind of darker colour that we use in the outer crease, and I'm going to just buff that along my lower lash line. Like so. And then just going in with that other brush, the buffing brush, and just lightly just buffing it out so we don't look like we're like have something wrong with our eyes. Then I'm gonna go in with this shimmery colour here. It's like third row in on the top row, and I'm just gonna go in with a flat kind of brush like so, and I'm gonna put this on the eyelid. Nothing too drastic, just something small, just to kind of highlight the middle of the eye. Like, I literally put the barest amount on. And again, just one more time, just making sure everything's blended really nicely, like so. So I'm gonna go in one more time with mascara, just on the tips, just to make sure everything is okay, like so. I'm not going to put on bottom lash mascara because I look weird with that, but this is the part that makes this more kind of glam. I'm going to go in, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, I got this in, this is the Urban Decay Naked Heat brush, so it's kind of a buffing, kind of a tighter buff for crease, and this is more kind of a, it's still kind of a buff, but it's not, it's more flat, as you can see, compared to that one. It's more round, that's more like rectangular. And I'm going to go in with my Inglot pigment. This is the AMC Pure Pigment eyeshadow in 121, so it's a gorgeous kind of a goldy colour. I've used it before, I'm pretty sure, here, and I'm just going to, just not putting anything on the brush, I'm using the rounded end, and I'm just going to dip, tap maybe twice, and I'm going to put this in the inner corner. And this is, I'm going to build this up. There's no point going in with loads because it's very hard to take the pigment away. You can add more rather than trying to take away. I usually use about like 2 dips to get that kind of inner corner pop. It's like more than, like, rather than just highlighting your corner, I'm really like going right in and highlighting that, as you can see. And this just, rather than doing like a big eye, like this is so glam, but it's not. Like, it's not the effort of what a big glam is, and this is what I love about this look. It can be so last minute and anything like that. It's amazing. And those are the finished eyes. So back onto the skin, I am going to use that exact same pigment as my highlighter. So I'm going to dip in and I'm just going to dab it along and then blend it out. And at first it looks like just a streak, but once you blend it, so I blend it first with the brush and then next with my finger, and it's so beautiful. It's like literally the highlight of my dreams, and it's just everything I want. I love quite a gold highlighter, kind of a gold, and I feel like you either get a very white highlighter or you get a very bronzy highlighter, so it's very hard to kind of get in between. I know like you can get like the one from Ophir is really good. It's very hard to get a good highlighter. So this, like, and you literally need like barely any of this. It's amazing. I love it. And it's like so powerful. Like if you got this as your highlighter, like you'd be literally sorted for life because you would never run out. You need so little of it. And that's that. Now moving on to lips. I'm gonna go in with quite a nude lip to complement the look. I'm gonna go in with my MAC Velvet Teddy. I know this is like everybody's like personal favourite. And I'm gonna just apply this to my lips. So guys, this is the finished look. I absolutely love it. It's really glam, and it just works so well. It makes my eyes literally pop. Like, I don't know if you're picking it up here, but like when I'm looking in my mirror, I literally just pop in the mirror, and I love it. It makes my eyes look so big, and my skin looks like so glowy and flawless. And this is, like, you saw how simple this was. It was not hard at all. I used barely any shadows. The skin was really simple, and it's just the pigments, just like, you need to get your hands on them. They just make it pop. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up if you did, and let me know down below what other type of videos you want me to do.